Good morning. It is 6:36 a.m. on Monday, August 22nd, 2016. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So we're into day 3 now of me not being able to access my website properly. I kind of got into this yesterday, but it's a little irritating when I called customer service and they're basically like, "Oh, well, not our fault, but we're working on it anyway, and I'm sure it'll be back soon, so please hang up now so we don't have to talk to you anymore." I mean, as I mentioned yesterday, my frustration with the vagueness of the answer may really ultimately just come down to me not having enough background knowledge of how this stuff works to understand that it's actually a reasonable explanation. But I'm a little frustrated just to be told, just wait and don't blame us or anybody in particular because. Luna, hey, come on. Luna, down. Down. Good girl. Luna's frustrated too, as you can tell. But yeah, so in any case, I've been able to continue posting my updates for both Phyllis and 5 More Minutes using Cell Network. So I guess it's better than nothing, but it's also just like I can't help but be thinking, well, how many people out there are trying to get my site and can't, and it's just irritating. Especially since I've got some concluding installments of Phyllis Esposito. It's really close, so it's just I don't know. It's heightened right now, wanting it to be fixed. Luna is all worked up from something. Um, And just as another kind of confirmation that it's not just on my end, the little site lock malware protection thing that I signed up for to have on my site, I just got a notification from them. It's like, sorry, we couldn't scan your site because we couldn't access it. So, so okay, sorry, lost my train of thought there for a second. Yesterday I watched a bunch of, or rewatched the first 4 episodes of this past season of Game of Thrones. Because on Wednesday night, the 24th, me and Chuchan, Viv, and Nutty, the Beyond the Wall gang, are going to be doing our season 6 recap episode. Now that the season is totally in the can. We've had some time to absorb it. There's been some follow-up news about the next season and how the whole thing's going to work. We're going to just kind of wrap up the whole thing. And so rewatching the season, it's interesting to observe what stuff I'm just as absorbed with as the first time and what stuff I'm impatient with and frustrated with. And, it's somewhat predictable, the idea that what I'm frustrated with is the things that feel now like they were wasting time. I won't get into spoilers, don't worry. But there's definitely a lot of scenes that are spent dealing with an issue that ultimately really doesn't matter because everything just gets swept off the table at one point. And that's makes me impatient to deal with. There's a lot, so while there's a lot of forward momentum happening in various stories, there's also a couple of places where, especially in hindsight, they're really dragging their feet and refusing to let anything happen, but having to come up with ways to disguise that they're not letting anything happen. And what that generally has meant in a lot of the episodes this season have been making things deliberately ambiguous when there's no actual reason that they should be, um, or just conveying the idea that some sort of a cliffhanger has happened when in fact they're not actually planning to pay it off in any way. And so there's several places of those where we were left when it was new going, oh my gosh, did you see the look on that person's face at the end there? What could that mean? And then the answer turns out to be nothing. It didn't mean anything. It was just to try to make that last moment for the episode have more drama, given that it otherwise wouldn't because there's no actual plot happening right now. So, anyway, the season as a whole, well, we'll have the whole show, but certainly there are parts that I'm more frustrated with, and then there are other parts where it's still really good. All right, so anyway, I've got to get moving, so I will talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes.